Hello, everyone. It's me again, Tanya Moore, and I am here to share a little bit more about me growing up with alopecia. So, in my last video, I talked about how my primary school years, how it was for me to um, be around my friends when my hair started growing out, coming out, and I'm going to school and the teachers not knowing what alopecia was, because really frankly we didn't know what it was either. um, it wasn't until later that we got a better diagnosis, and of course we went through all of the treatments that they offered, the creams, the ointments, the shots, which were very painful. And during those times, actually, some of the things we thought were working. I had biopsies done, and some of the things were working, but it only worked. Everything only worked temporarily, for the alopecia, because it would grow the hair back temporary, and then it would come out again. And of course, at that time, and still today, at the time of this recording, there is no cure. The only thing we were able to do was just to do what they suggested, not put hot combs, not put chemicals in your hair, and they actually thought it was brought on by stress. And I'm here to tell you, there was not enough stress going on in my life at 5 and 6 years old, that my hair should have been coming out. So we never believed that diagnosis. But anyway, today I just kind of wanted to talk about, some events about when I was going to junior high school. And of course, back then when I was going to junior high school was 7th, 8th, and ninth grade, and it was just around this time that ninth grade was getting ready to transition into the high school, because in ninth grade we were getting credits, so they decided to make ninth grade a part of the senior high schools. So anyway, I remember a time in high school in particular that I was teased a lot by this group of two fools mainly, two little bad ass kids, two little badass boys. One of them name was Bobby, and Bobby was, I believe, he was a year younger than me, and he had a best friend, and I can't even remember what the best friend's name is. And the only reason I remember Bobby's name is because I was friends with his sister, and he had an older brother that I kind of liked. And Bobby was just this cute little chocolate little kid, and he was so skinny and cute, but he was so cute. He had this dimple, and all the little girls liked him in school. I hated little Bobby because he was always tormenting me. He teased me every single time I saw him. But I think it was because he really secretly liked me, because there were times when I would go over to visit his sister, his family. He didn't act like that. But in school, he had to act like that because that's what the other kids were doing. So, he constantly teased me and pretty much tortured me in school. But again, it was like, okay, when I saw his little narrow ass at his house, he was not talking shit. He was, it was a total different kid. So I figured that, that was just his way of trying to fit in with the other kids, but it didn't give me any relief. So, but the point of that story was just to say that it wasn't easy growing up with that. I mean, I hid in the background. I never went out for school activities because I didn't want to be seen. I didn't want to be out front. So, I'm a leader and I know that, but having alopecia kind of stifled that, right? It kind of made me hide into the background, because I didn't want people to know. I didn't want to be singled out. I didn't want people to notice me then. So it kept me from, my personality just really coming through and being a person that I know I could have been. And me not accepting it back then, made it even worse. And I wish I had the nerve and the courage back then to accept it back then. But all the time I was just hoping that it was temporary, that it would grow back, but my hair just never, grew back fully. It grew long in the places that it grew, but in the spots it never came back. So that meant, I had to live with this growing up through high school and junior high school. So, I just, you know, I felt horrible about it. I felt humiliated. I felt embarrassed. Have you ever felt like that? Have you have ever in your life felt embarrassed and humiliated and never wanted to be out in front of people? And how did you handle that? What was that like for you? But anyway, if you or anyone suffers from or struggles with, I keep saying suffer, but it's really struggle with alopecia, and they need a safe place to talk, to share their experiences, to get some support, invite them to my Facebook group, Thriving with Alopecia. And there, again, it's a judgment-free zone, and they're free to talk about, their experiences, and, to get the support from others, people who live the same kinds of things that they do, and tips on how and what they do now to combat it, do they wear wigs? Do they shave their hair bald? Do they wear wraps? I choose to wear wraps because I just like the way wraps look. But it's, this group is be whoever you want to be, just like in the title. It says be whoever you want to be. In this group, you're able to do that. So invite people that you may know who want a place to talk about it, who want to share their experiences. All right, so that's it for now. And on my next video, I'll talk to you about incident I had in high school, relating to alopecia. But until then, we'll talk again soon. All right, see you around. Thanks.